Welcome back to Tired of Your Penguins. Mike, I'm coming at you with yet another video. This time I want to talk to you about the MP12 Plus Lamborghini SideSwipe, all that great stuff. And here he is in all his goodness. Now, I gotta say that in my opinion, this is the one that's the least changed, the least different. And we'll get into some of those things, and I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison in robot mode, so you'll see. But in car mode, not much has changed. Now you can see that the tires aren't black. Now they're kind of gray, which I don't know why. And then the symbol is much bigger, and the color of the windows is kind of a blue instead. But that's really the biggest difference in the car mode. You don't notice much difference in the car mode. This one doesn't roll very well, but still looks good. Still looks like a Lamborghini. Here he is alongside a very famous crack up from X-Transbots. And yeah, they both look good together. I don't know, I think I kind of like the dark color of the windshield in the car mode a whole lot better. And you really don't see the windshield at all in the robot mode. So, I don't know, which one do you like better? All right, so let's get into a nice look at the boxes and a box comparison. So let's have a good look at this box here. Shows it's a Plus. They call it Lamborghini instead of SideSwipe. It's a true and blue masterpiece box. Now, my first one was a KO, so boom, there it is. And I don't know how you're supposed to tell that it was a KO. So back in the day, the first KOs were exact one-to-one. Funny story too, and the reason I've got my first one as a KO was because I just didn't think that $60, they're worth 60 bucks. So you're talking, what, almost a decade ago or so that these started to come out at $60. But you know, for me, I had bought the MP01 for $60, the big 12-inch figure. And so this, I just was like, I couldn't spend $60, but you know, 30 or 40 bucks. I gave them a shot, and it turned out they were pretty good. Let's get into looking at the figure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. Let's get into the comparison, then we can talk about some accessories, which the accessories are really similar. You see more of the face in this one. I don't know why that is, because it's the same mold. I just feel like I see more of the face. And then the emblem's way bigger. So this is the plus, this is the old. And the reds look about the same. And the first one was painted really well. So, I mean, they really did a good job the first go around. Then all the white in here is the same. This seems brighter white than that. It seems more of a gray. And then scrolling on down to right here, silver, white there. So that's more cartoon accurate. These pieces at the bottom were red, now they're black. So it kind of blends in with the leg more, sort of. Of course, you can still see the tires showing gray instead of black, and then the feet are white instead of gray. So overall, just more of a cartoony aesthetic. And I have to say, by far, if you have the old one, there's absolutely no reason to get a plus. So that's my stance on it. Still stands the same. Let's look at the backs. Now, aside from the discoloration or the color of this, and yeah, I don't have that transformed just right, but aside from the color differences here in the windshields, which you see that blue, and then you see that one's black. I mean, that shows you the difference in color with the glare, takes that glare to show you the difference. It's not huge difference. Like, I think the other ones show a much bigger difference, especially with wheeljack. Man, wheeljack was a big difference. But there they are. Getting into the accessories, they all look about the same. Some of the pile drivers are different colors, just depending on, they made a lot of different colors. So this is white. Actually, the older one looks whiter, if you ask me. This one doesn't, the new one doesn't look as white as the older one. And then the gun. The new one's lighter. This is more of a silver. It's hard to tell, but yeah, this one's a lighter version. Okay, so you get some silver, I don't know, pounder pile drivers things. I have those with that the original KO version. They came black. There's silver with the new one. So there's that. You get one set of this color pile driver, which is like a sort of a metallic gray, dark gray. And I got that in chrome with the other one, and came in red with all of the different stuff in red for whatever reason. And then you got these guys here. They come this color, and they're black with that one. So lots of pile driver options, just really great. All that there is included with the gun and the cannon with the Plus version. If you're into this kind of stuff, gives you great display options. And yeah, I leave mine all in the box, but it makes me feel so much better knowing that they're in that box and I can pull them out anytime I want. Okay, so here's a shot that I really was going for, and I really wanted to make it known that this is the difference between the different figures. And as this being probably the first one they reissued as the Plus, doesn't look like that big of a difference. Like, if you look at them on the shelf, not that big of a difference. You look at those guys on the shelf, night and day. Now, a big part of it is that the windshield here is super clear, super blue clear, versus the darker windshield of the older days. And major differences in paint, major differences in aesthetic. And you look at that, that shows you the big difference. And that's kind of why, like, I got wheeljack first knowing I wanted to get wheeljack. I wanted wheeljack to look awesome. And I actually have the ability, if I want to, with wheeljack, to swap these out with the KO. Well, this is the older version, which was a KO. And this is an official. So I started out buying the KOs, moved to official. But this guy here, much bigger difference. Looks much better, in my opinion, on my shelf. These guys, I am gonna go ahead and put this guy on my shelf. He'll be my my new one, and I don't know what I'll do with that guy. But it's not as big of a difference, and it's not worth spending money and trying to flip and get rid of your old one, which pretty much no one's buying those now because the Pluses are out. So that's a tough challenge right there. Let me know in the comments what you think about these and the difference of them. The difference, whether it's an upgrade. And I just saw now that this is white here and silver there. I missed that earlier. But not that big of a difference and not really worth the upgrade. But let me know what you think. All right, so that's kind of a comparison and an overview of the differences in the MP12 Plus versus the MP12. And I don't know if I'm even going to mess with the Prowl. I mean, I might, but I don't know. The Prowl, the original Prowl looks nice. It looks good enough. I don't see why, but then again, I might want it to match my wheeljack. It's kind of tough, but I do like the wheeljack so much more than this. And I would really say, if you got the original, there's really no need for the Plus. I mean, the Plus is really a nice extra plus for the new collectors that are getting into it that didn't have these already. And well, actually, you could get good prices on them if you go through Amazon Japan. You get it at the right time. Timing's everything when it comes to this hobby. And again, I want you to let me know what you think about these pluses. What do you think about this particular figure? And of course, like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger is out.